thank you for tuning in to this training webinar for Fred Holidays. My name is Wade Ablett and I am trade support for Fred Holidays. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have at any time. And joining us today, we have Joseph Grimley, who is also in the business development team. He's business development manager. Hello, Joseph. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Wade. Hi, everybody.
So we thought we'd do things a little bit differently today by just having a bit of an informal chat about Fred Holidays. Both of us are relatively new to the business, so we thought it'd be good just to catch up and find out our initial impressions and what we think of Fred Holidays and the products.
What? No death by PowerPoint?
Not today. Not today. Try and keep things a bit snappier. So,
Okay.
So Joseph, obviously you've been in the industry for a long time. I don't know if you want to introduce yourselves and give us a bit of background and your initial impressions of Fred.
Oh, I've been around forever. About 30 years, I think, this year. Obviously started when I was 5. I've spent a lot of time immersed in ocean cruise, river cruise, touring. So it kind of fits in with Fred Holidays. I have to admit, just before I joined, I don't really know an awful lot about Fred Holidays. I knew who they were. I knew they were part of the Fred Olsen family. But I have to say, I'm bowled over by the amount of product that we have. Multi-sensor, European, worldwide, different countries, fly drive, self-drive, city brakes, all tailor-made. So basically, it offers customers the holiday that they want at their own pace. The places they want to go to, they'll go to. The places they wouldn't want to go to, maybe on an escorted tour, they don't have to because it's not a fixed itinerary. So it just opens up a huge possibilities for customers of going to different places that they wouldn't that they want to really go to see.
Absolutely. As I say, it's very much filling the gaps, isn't it? It's finding those more niche products, those more bespoke products for customers who don't necessarily want something straight off the shelf. We're there to accommodate and give them the freedom of any specific itineraries or products that they're interested in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you're sitting in your travel agency looking at the brochure rack. Somebody comes in and they say, "Oh, I fancy a couple of nights in Oslo, a couple of nights in Bergen. I don't want to fly. I want to go by rail." And you sort of think, who do I choose? Well, here we go. Think Fred. We will put it together for you. If customers want to go to Oberammergau, remember that comes around every 10 years. Did I say it right? Hopefully by now. Theme parks. We do an awful lot of Disneyland Paris. From my time going out visiting agents in the Northeast very recently, I discovered that Disney Direct don't do the Air France hop flights. So they're like, "Oh God, my customers want to fly from Newcastle, but the Disney Direct don't do that." Well, Fred Holidays do. So give us a go. Oktoberfest, Christmas markets, whether you want to do it by a river cruise or whether you want to do it not by a river cruise, we can fill in those gaps and basically tailor make a bespoke holiday for your customers.
Absolutely. And as you say, you briefly mentioned there already, but about our range of products and our types of products as well. Obviously, we have some phenomenal specialists across all the borders, but I think rail products especially has been a huge new learning curve for me, at least. And I'm sure it's been the same for you. It's finding out what a huge array we offer.
Yeah, people love trains. I met somebody recently on Teams. Sally, our rail product manager, she loves trains. She's a proper train guru, train meister. She says if there's a station here and a station there and a track runs in between it, she can book it. So all of you kind of iconic rail we'll do the short breaks by Eurostar, to Lille, to Bruges, to Paris. We'll do the scenic stuff like the Glacier Express in Switzerland, the Bernina Express, the Golden Pass, the Al Andalus train in Spain, the Blue Train in South Africa, the Rocky Mountaineer, the Orient Express. Whether you want to do a short break or a top to toe of Italy by train, or an across Spain by train, or the Trans-Siberian Express, we can do it. And our rail knowledge is fantastic, and I would definitely recommend looking at Fred Holidays for any rail holidays that your customers want to do.
Absolutely, and that obviously leads us on nicely as well. River cruises, which Joseph, obviously this is your your background and expertise. But I think, again, we offer some amazing river cruise packages, which I'm sure have got you excited.
Very excited. I have to say, I've been immersed in the world of river cruising since 2007 when I did my first Rhine and Moselle river cruise, and I was hooked. So one of the reasons I did join Fred Holidays because of their amazing river cruise products. We represent 3 brands within the UK. These are river cruise companies that don't have an office in the UK. So we are basically their sales and marketing function. We do their bookings, ticketing, etc. And I'll just give you a very quick, brief rundown. We haven't got time on today's chat because we're trying to just give you an overview of Fred Holidays. But what we will be doing is we're going to be deep diving into each of the specific products and brands that we cover on future webinars. But so for today, I'll just give you a very brief overview. Amadeus River Cruises, Austrian company based in Innsbruck, founded 40 odd years ago. Still owned by the founders and operated. They've been fine-tuning and tweaking their river cruises across Europe's waterways. It's like they're showing you their back garden, you know. Something slightly different. They don't include excursions because the way they see it is when you stop off at, say, Amsterdam, you're 5 minutes walk from the center. Cologne, same thing. All these little stops. They found that listening to their customers, they want to have a lot of free time to explore these places themselves, you know, wander around, find a little square, sit and have a beer, have a coffee, people watch, as we all like to do, bit of shopping and whatnot. If they want excursions, they can pre-book them before they go, or they can book them on board. But it just gives them that flexibility. It's their cruise, their way. They're not herded off onto a coach, onto these excursions every day during their river cruise. 5-star modern ships. They've built a brand new ship every year for the last 10 years, apart from COVID. And just take a look at the decor on board. They are absolutely stunning. I'm very, very impressed with Amadeus.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. I know recently you went on the Amadeus Cara, didn't you, at a review clear, and I'm incredibly jealous that you're on that trip. The ship looked amazing, and the food just looked, you know, out of this world good.
Well, yeah, as soon as I stepped on board, I was very impressed. It was much better than I expected, which is quite reassuring, relieving. And the meal we had on the last night, you know, I've been on a lot of 40-odd ocean cruise ships, 40-odd river cruise ships. It is the best meal I've had on any cruise ship, ocean or river. So, yeah, it's a great brand. Really, really, really nice product.
Fantastic. Oh, and then moving on, obviously, to Pandor. Now, Pandor, as you say, is an incredibly exciting cruise line. It's a kind of beautiful, authentic, but luxurious experience. I know this is one that's got you very excited as well.
I really want to do Pandor. I mean, I'd heard of Pandor. It's been around for a long time. They were really, really sort of pioneers. They started off river cruising on the Mekong. Well, actually, they started on the Irrawaddy, but branched out onto the Mekong. Pandor's owned by a Scottish guy, Paul Strachan, who's a history buff. He's a Myanmar historian. So he set up Pandor in Myanmar, went out onto the Mekong. Now, these days, I reckon you've got, 10 plus different companies doing Mekong river cruises, and you're sailing on these sort of big white modern European style ships. So they really kind of gives you that Hilton effect. You know, when you go into your suite or your cabin on board, you could be on any river in the world. Not the same with Pandor. Paul has really taken a lot of care into building the ships in the old colonial style. So lots of teak, lots of brass. Because he's so interested in the history, he wants customers to step back in time and have that real, authentic, cultural, get underneath the skin of the destination experience. And it works. You know, Pandor has a 45% repeat booking ratio, which I find staggering. I always thought of Mekong as being like a bucket list do it once, but they've got lots of different itineraries. You know, they've got tiny ships. Some hold only 28 people, up to about 58. So they can get to different places. So they can offer lots of different itineraries that the other river cruise companies on the Mekong can't. They can go up over the shallow bit into the upper Mekong through Laos. They can do the Red River up from Halong Bay. And they also operate in India on the Ganges and the Brahmaputra. So, yeah, really, really fancy Pandor.
Absolutely. And then moving on here. Now, this, I think, is a very exciting, almost hidden gem of the Fred Holidays catalogue. And obviously, judging by your background, it's another product you're very excited by.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I knew that you could do river cruises on the Mississippi, on the paddle wheelers. I had no idea about all the other rivers in America. You know, I'd always say to people once they'd done Europe, go and do the Mekong, and I thought that was kind of it really for river
Mm.
cruising. But the Mississippi, the Memphis down to New Orleans is the most popular itinerary for us Brits. We can bolt on extras, so you can stay a few nights in Memphis, do Graceland, go down to New Orleans, have a tour of New Orleans, etc. But as I say, they've got over 50 itineraries around the United States of America. And as well as the paddle wheelers, they've got these modern river cruise ships. So they do the Snake and Columbia rivers in Oregon, which
Mm.
looks superb. You can do the Hudson River, so you can fly to New York, have a couple of nights in New York, jump on one of these wonderful modern ships and go up the Hudson. Do it in the autumn time and you get all the fall foliage. You go
Beautiful,
actually
yeah.
through it rather than around it on a bus or whatever. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And as well as the river ships, they have coastal ship cruising as well. So they have these small coastal ships that are like a small baby, big ocean cruise line, but they only hold about 180 people. So the fantastic itineraries around New England, you know, taking in Bar Harbor, Maine, Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, down to the Gulf of Florida. You can do them on the West Coast, go out of Seattle and cruise around the San Juan Islands, just between Seattle and Vancouver, the archipelago there. There's Great Lakes river cruises, all sorts. It's
All
like
sorts.
nobody in the UK knows about this stuff, but they will do
Mm.
because we'll be going out spreading the word.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you kind of touched on there as well about the kind of cruise and stay possibilities, which, you know, ties into what we have our Discover collection, these kind of amazing bucket list items, these huge itineraries, once in a lifetime products. Not that I'd necessarily want to say once in a lifetime because we want people to keep coming back and booking more. But I think this is a real twist. And I think, again, it's a wonderful kind of niche, unique product that we can offer.
Yeah, I mean we're part of the Fred Olsen family. Fred Olsen's got that heritage and history in ocean cruising, and you know we have to do ocean cruising. So obviously Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, their ocean cruising is separate to Fred Holidays. What Fred Holidays does is works with third-party ocean cruise lines. So you've got some amazing cruise lines these days. You know, people like Celebrity, Holland America, Princess, Cunard, Azamara, etc., etc., etc. And what we found is not everybody wants to just fly out, jump on a cruise ship, do the cruise, and then fly home. So we create these amazing itineraries to offer customers a pre-cruise experience, staying in various different places, and a post-cruise experience as well. And we call that cruise and stay. That's what it says on the tin. But we also have our Discover collection, which takes it to another level. So things like at the moment we've just launched a traversing Canada and America no fly Discover holidays, which is about, I think it's about 72 nights or something.
Something
You
like that.
basically take the Queen Mary 2 across from Southampton to New York. You have some time in New York, you do Niagara Falls, Toronto, you've got an overnight sleeper train, you then get on the Rocky Mountaineer going across the west coast of Canada. You there's just so many different things to do on the itinerary it takes in Chicago. So it's just that sort of thing. We offer an awful lot of different cruise and stay. Another Rocky Mountaineer thing we do is we tie it up with a beach stay in Hawaii. So, you know, you do all the lovely sightseeing on the amazing Rocky Mountaineer, and then you go and just relax on a Hawaiian beach. I mean, what a holiday. There's stacks and stacks of opportunities. We put them together and we put them in our brochure, but you can tweak. If you see something in the brochure and you think, well, my customer actually wants 3 nights there, not 2, or they want 4, not 3, or whatever, we can tweak it. They're tweakable. That's a word that I've invented since I've been with Fred Holidays. Never knew that word existed until
It's
now.
a word.
But
It's
yeah,
a word we need because, as I say, we use it constantly. And as you say, it's all here in this brand new brochure, which has appeared by magic.
I love the way that it's the right way up this time, Wade, and not upside down as it was in the
Wasn't in
rehearsal.
the last take, no.
Rah.
But I say there's lots of amazing inspiration in there. You know, some real awe-inspiring products in there. But to coin your phrase, everything's tweakable. Everything can be tailor-made. towards the customer's experience. And I think that's the name of the game for us when all is said and done. So as a quick roundup, Joseph, I'm going to give you another quick fire little quiz here. Imagining you're in the mastermind hot seat, just to kind of round up what we've spoken about here and see how much you've learned in your first few months with Fred. So don't panic. Question 1. Amadeus River Cruises launched their newest vessel in spring of this year, but what is the name of that boat?
I'm glad you asked me that one, because I actually know that. When I was on the Amadeus car in Amsterdam, I was talking to Wolfgang, the owner of Amadeus Cruises, and he was telling about the Amadeus Nova. That's the answer. And it's coming in June, and look at that. It is just going to be spectacular. Incredible.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful boats, joining obviously a long line of other beautiful, beautiful boats. So question number 2. Can you name 3 holiday types that agents would be surprised to hear we supply?
Judging from the feedback that I've had so far, I think Flydrive, people don't realize that customers can go and experience anywhere in the world. You think of Flydrives traditionally as just being something you did in the 90s or noughties to Florida, flying into Orlando. But fly driving all over. People are more adventurous nowadays. So if they want to travel and tour around Italy or Spain or France or Germany or whatever, it's a great option. We sort out the hotels, we sort out the itinerary based on what they want and where they want to go. They fly to the airport, they pick up the hire car, and they do it themselves at their own pace. So that's something that's really different. I think. Well, American Cruise Lines, that's something that agents wouldn't have known about, because I didn't know about that, all those different rivers in America. That's just stunning. And theme parks, the Efteling in Holland, the Disney, all the theme parks in Germany, that's something very, very different. I could throw hundreds of things there. Oktoberfest, Formula One, just things that you wouldn't necessarily think of Fred Holidays for, but you can do now. If in doubt, who does that? Think Fred. Give us a call on a free phone number. That's refreshing, isn't it?
Question number 3. Do Fred Holidays offer touring holidays?
Yes, we do. Well, we do bespoke holidays. So, anyone that wants to stay in more than one destination during the holiday, that's a tour. It's a journey seeing different places. We feature those. So it's your holiday, your way. We can put them together by rail, self-drive, fly drive. But we also do some escorted touring. We work with Collect. Collect Tours, anyone that used to work for Thomas Cook would be aware of Collect Tours. They were quite big in the UK a few years ago, but they don't really do as much in the UK these days. But they're still a massive big company in America. We work with them, so they do some great worldwide escorted tours. Backroads touring we work with as well, so you can book a backroads touring tour, and we can bolt on the flights and any pre or post tour stuff as well.
Fantastic, something for everyone. And lastly, question number 4, true or false question. Do we book Ryanair flights?
Yes, we do book Ryanair flights, Wade. We book Ryanair, woohoo. Because if there's a route that goes from there to them, Ryanair do it, and customers want it. If it's from a regional airport, we're very big on regional airports. We want people to fly from their regional airport. They don't have to travel across the country to go on their holiday. We also book other no-frills carriers, and we book scheduled services, through the legacy airlines. You can imagine Fred Olsen as a group. We have a big need for flights across the ocean cruises, across the other departments and the travel agencies that we have. So we've got a big flights team, and they can get you flights from, your local airport and use any carriers pretty much.
Fantastic. Congratulations, you pass.
Oh, phew. Thank you.
But yeah, as I said, you've mentioned regional airports, and that's kind of where the rest of our team come in as well. We've obviously increased the business development team quite significantly recently. I don't know if you want to quickly run us through.
Yeah, before I joined in February, literally somebody drew a felt pen line across the country, some east to west, somewhere around Birmingham, and Bryony, the lovely Bryony who lives near Sheffield, it was like, you've got north of that, Bryony, and Claire who lives near Cambridge, you've got south of that. And they have just done a fantastic job of going around visiting agents, supporting agents, spreading the word of Fred Holidays. Paul, who I've known for many years, Paul Mellon. If you live down in the south, I'm sure you know Paul. Paul joined the same day as me, so we've doubled the team. Paul's got the very south chunk of the country. Then it's Claire, then it's Bryony, and then it's me that looks after kind of Teesside upwards. We've also got Brooke that works with us in the office. Obviously, your good self, Wade, here to support travel agents, and Laura, our leader, the lovely Laura, who looks after the trade sales team. That's just a little region map for you. So if your agency is in a kind of, what are we going to call it, a mustard color? That's me. If it's a sort of nice teal, that's Bryony. If it's green, it's Claire. And if it's purple, then you're Paul. So we're your team to look after you. Our job is to support you with your sales. So, let us know how we can be of assistance. And we look forward to seeing you when we're out and about popping into your branches.
Absolutely. And obviously all the contact details are there as well, on top of our agent Facebook. So that's something I spearhead. So there's constantly new products going on there, new offers, updates from the BDMs, and just an extra way of being able to support you. It's open for questions, it's open for comments, etc. So it's a quick and easy way of getting in touch with us, as well as our agent portal, which I believe is also on the slide.
I was just going to say, get your phones out and get your QR scanners on there, and that will take you straight through to the Fred Holidays Agents Facebook group.
Absolutely.
Very originally named Fred Holidays Agents. Very clever.
That's exactly what it says on the tin.
Totally. And our agent portal, as Wade said, we've got latest offers, social media, products, how to book, agent rewards, meet the team, brochure requests. We don't work with BP, so for your brochures, you need to come to us directly, and we will get supplies of brochures out to you.
Fantastic. Well, with that just leaves me to say thank you very much, Joseph, for your time, and thank you for tuning in. And we can't wait to share our products and our knowledge with you soon.
Thanks very much.